Okay. What if I told you that actually the reason that you're not manifesting isn't the universe? It's that you don't actually want what you think you want. From childhood, we're trained to want what other people tell us to want. Parents, teachers, peers, society, they all sneak in and shape your desires before you even can start questioning them. If you ever hit a goal and still felt, nah, or question what you are chasing before you even get it, you know exactly what I mean. Most of what we think we want is actually a copy or a shadow of someone else's desires. Chasing that shadow, it's actually the same as having two people arguing inside your head all day long. By the time you're around 8, your brain's basically got an operating system installed, a mental OS that basically decides what's possible, what's acceptable, what you should want, or what you shouldn't want. And here's a kicker. The universe is not here to punish you. It's not out to make your life hard. It's actually designed to expand you and to grow you. And sometimes it's a little bit sneaky. It sometimes turns the volume up on your pain so you would actually listen for your own sake. So let me actually tell you about my cage. The cage started with my family's expectations. I wanted to be a photographer or a stylist or a designer, and I always been pulled towards that. But my mom, not so much. She was pushing me to explore universities that I didn't give a shit about. And society whispered that my passions are basically useless. Since I had that type of feeling within me, I opened myself up to any opportunities that would make decent money, essentially. That's how I ended up investing into Amazon FBA Mentor and ended up working in sales, which I absolutely hated. Though the money, absolutely incredible. I was making more than 10 times than what I was making in my simple 9-to-5 jobs. So inside, I was dead. I really did a great acting job, like I belong in that world, but oh man, I was out of my body the whole time I was doing it. I only valued myself where others did value me. And of course, universe being as the big reflector, the big mirror, this is what it reflected back to me. So my so-called useless passions, they were of course blocked until I learned to honor them. That's when I realized something about detachment. You tie your worth to money, status, and other people's approval. And guess what? When stuff changes or disappears, ouch. So recognizing what you're attached to is actually step 1 to finding that freedom. So here's the good news. Universe actually wants you to grow. Expansion is its top priority over anything. And since you're a part of the universe, so universe itself is identifying itself with you, so it won't harm you, because you never hurt anything that you identify with. So love from universe's perspective is like that true best friend who doesn't allow you to settle and pushes you to the better because they do see your potential. It won't enable you to stay stuck within your limitations. So your cage, the way universe sees it, is basically obstacles that need to be removed in order for you to grow. Sometimes gently, and sometimes it just hits like a forest fire. And how intense it gets, it actually depends on how far off track you are and how much clearing does it need to reach your full potential. By the way, the one why you came to the earth in the first place. So let's get back to that forest fire. So it sounds destructive, right? But think for a second. It clears the soil and makes space for new growth. And this is exactly how universe is working with your cage. Attachments and obstacles are removed, so clarity and opportunity can finally take root. The less attached you are, or the more you follow what you actually want, the less the universe has to burn things down, and the faster you grow freely. Much of what traps us is actually hidden in our subconscious, or the other way to say it, basically the shadow. Shadow work isn't that hard. It's noticing hidden stuff that blocks you. And when you do that, when you accept it and work with it, then it can transform and actually benefit you. Whenever you feel stopped or blocked, that's a jail bar in your cage. Ask yourself, what do I really want right now? And what's standing in the way? For example, when you're feeling distant from someone, ask yourself, What do you want? Then notice the thoughts and actions that actually push them away. Sometimes these bars are obvious. Other times they hide, they are twisted, they are entangled into other attachments. And I want to be clear that you really have to have courage when you are starting to do this work. Because where that attachment is, this is exactly where the fear is going to be. But if you follow your heart, if you actually listen to your intuition and act bravely, your cage starts to crumble. And here's a massive lie that keeps people stuck. Cause blindness. People chase the byproducts of success instead of the causes. Money, relationship status, all of those symptoms. So you have to understand this. You can't manifest just the symptom without attracting the circumstances that create it. So here's a reframe for you. Don't chase symptoms and focus on the causes. And then decide, do you actually want that? Or is there resistance to the causes? And then you can question that and go deeper into that part. I don't know if you have heard as a joke essentially, but those people who, for example, say, I want peace, God, or I want patience. And then they get the situation in which it's so hard to be patient, but they have to because they asked for that patience in them. So I want to share a little bit more examples of how it can be misconstrued essentially. So for example, wealth. You want a lot of money, but not the mindset or the discipline to create it. Of course, if you want sincerely to be taking care of someone, that's a little bit different topic, but I hope you understand the distinction here. Then let's look at relationship. You want romance, but you never actually tried being that and knowing what romance really is and how to create that real connection and intimacy with someone else. Or let's say confidence. You copy gestures, how to basically manipulate others into thinking that you are confident rather than looking into everything that is basically a cause for that confidence, like working on something you love, making sure that you're taking those steps that you need to take in order to grow, and this is where you build that confidence, and so on. Then another thing is that society actually confuses pleasure with happiness. The pleasure is actually very short term. It's like sensory and fleeting. The burger, scrolling, or binging Netflix. And happiness, that's an internal state of calm, alignment, and fulfillment. Chasing pleasure is actually something that keeps you in a loop of wanting more, never satisfied. And true happiness comes from aligning with desires that actually are authentically yours. And then actually starting to finding ways how to integrate that into your life. Look at it this way. If you want to be an actor, why the hell are you not acting every day? Do you actually want to do that? Practicing the craft, seeing how industry works, where would you love to perform, and so on. Because truthfully, maybe you just want the significance and not actually the acting part of being an actor. Do you see what I'm saying about the things that you truly want? It's something that you do not want not to do in life because it doesn't feel like life if you're not having that part in your life, because it doesn't feel like living without it. Desires aren't just a single thought. Your whole being, including the subconscious part, needs to agree. That's why manifestation fails when part of you is resisting it. And usually it resists because that wish was never yours in the first place. So identify those hidden blocks, accept them, align them with your conscious desires. And from that point, manifestation just cannot not flow into your life. I made a video about this whole process in regards to relationships, so I will attach it there, so feel free to check out. So it's very important to be aware of this. Most people chase what other people shape them to want, influenced by childhood and traumas. 2. Attachment keeps us trapped. 3. Shadow work helps us notice, accept, and transform blocks. 4. Don't chase symptoms. Focus on causes, and this is where you're going to check if resistance is there. And most probably it's going to be, because otherwise you would already manifest everything. 5. Don't confuse pleasure with happiness. Align with what truly fulfills you, your everyday, your life, and makes the life worth living. And of course, number 6. When all parts of you are aligned, your cage dissolves and you manifest what you truly want. So the moment to act is now. Stop living someone else's life. Face your attachment. Question your desires. Follow your heart. Act courageously. Align every part of you with what is truly yours. And don't forget to ask yourself, what do I truly want and what's really standing in my way? Then check out the next video. It uncovers the part of manifestation that almost everyone misses.